All right, welcome and good evening, race fans. We are here at Auto Club Speedway. I just realized something has changed. Give me 1 second. Get the sound going. There we go. We're here at Auto Club Speedway tonight. Up in the booth with me, as always, is Miss Rachel Thornhill. Good evening, Rachel.
Hi, Ronald. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Had a pretty interesting weekend here in northern Alabama. We had our first official dirt track race of the season. It was meant to be a 3-day event where there was a practice night on Thursday, the heat races on Friday, and then the features on Saturday. And unfortunately for me, the we got rain on Saturday. There was a little bit of rain. We tried to bring the track in, pack the track in, get some cars out there and pack it down, and it just wouldn't do it. And then the rain picked up, ended up getting rained out. Ended up staying there. I basically stayed there Friday night and Saturday night. By the time I made it home Sunday night, it was technically Monday morning, about 1:30 in the morning. So I know you and Brandon do quite a bit of racing, so you're no stranger to late nights at the racetrack, but it was a very long weekend for me. And then, of course, last night climbed in the 87 car at Darlington and raced, and here we are broadcasting with LSRL tonight here at Auto Club. So been a pretty busy last few days.
Yeah, it sounds like you definitely have. And yeah, like you mentioned, we're definitely used to those long nights at dirt tracks for sure. But plenty of 2, 3 a.m., getting home at that time. We've been through that a few times as well. So
Pretty crazy how that works, but yep, we got all the races in. It was a pretty good time. Glad that we got to get the races in. That always makes a huge difference. Looks like the practice is over. Qualifying is up. We'll wait and see here.
looks like Landon Quisenberry is out on track for his qualifying lap.
All right, we'll follow Landon around this speedway. Put up track facts about the speedway here. This is Auto Club Speedway. It is a 2-mile racetrack, a long back stretch, and then you got a D-shaped front stretch, or it's a D-shaped track with kind of a interesting front stretch, but high speed. They'll run somewhere in the 47-second range. Probably 45 would probably put it on the pole. Not sure. I wasn't watching that close in practice, so I don't know the exact times it's going to take to put on the pole. But we'll watch Landon go down the back stretch here and come to, I think the first lap is going to be the money lap. Does get it down there. I think he gave up a little too much. He gets ready to cross the stripe. We'll see. He gave up quite a bit of time. He was kind of not where he should have been on the track, but we'll see. His time jumped to the top, and yeah, 42. So I was off by about a second and a half. So I would expect to see probably, I think you could see a 41 actually. Dylan Gonis ran a 42.557. A guy like Cameron Hearn, we'll see. He's sitting on pit road. Anthony Giuliano just ran a 42.6. Landon Quisenberry 42.680. Dylan Gonis. Get the times up there on the screen. Cameron Hearn's having some difficulties getting off pit road, it looks like. Aaron Hearn just laid down a 42.529, so that puts him in the second position. Hermie Sadler is on his warm-up lap. This will be the money lap here. See how Hermie turns in his qualifying effort. Looks to be a quick one. See if it holds or not. Running very high on the racetrack to try. I don't think that was his money lap. I think that was his warm-up lap. He's gonna push it harder here. Right down on the line. I don't know if he gave up too much speed or not. Aaron Hearn just put up a 42.3. I still think there's at least a 42.1 in it.
Yeah, you also have Taylor Clinker that ran a 42.6, and that puts him in fifth. He messed up on his second lap, so but that was from his first lap.
We'll see where Hermie lands here. And he jumps to the second position. Cameron just crossed the line for his warm-up lap. He's not going to have time to get in 2 laps. So his first lap will be his best time. And I think that was a mistake because it looked like almost everybody picked up time on their second lap. We'll see here. I know Cameron can be pretty fast. I'm not sure if this is one of those tracks where he's real good at or not. He comes off turn 4. He looked like he had a big head of steam. He slows way down. And that puts him 43.327. That was interesting. Meanwhile, Aaron Hearn has the pole. So his brother has the pole. That's just kind of strange. Cameron Hearn just hit the brakes before he got to the start-finish line.
Right, and I'm not sure. I mean, the way that he came down past the finish line and he was kind of hitting the grass. I don't know if he's just having some issues with the car or what.
Well, that will wind up the qualifying here for tonight. We'll get ready to call out the qualifying grid while these guys get ready to line up. Here we go. We've got Aaron Hearn rolling off the pole position. Hermie Sadler is going to be rolling off second. Third is Landon Quisenberry. Fourth is Andrew Brigante. Fourth, Dylan Gonis. Fifth, Dylan Gonis. Sixth, Taylor Clinker. Seventh, Anthony Giuliano. Eighth, Joseph Murata. Ninth is going to be Cameron Hearn. 10th, Michael Steffen. 11th, Kevin Anderson. 12th, Matthew Telder. And 13th will be Dan Worley. For some reason, my timing and scoring keeps messing up. I got to bring up the new one here, or the one that's supposed to be up. Not sure why it's doing that. Regardless. Oh, goodness. Not mean to do that. Sorry, folks. I hit the wrong button. All right, so we've got I think it's 12 or 13 cars that seem, it looks like everybody took the field. So we're going to have 13 cars out here tonight. Aaron Hearn is going to lead them to the green flag here as soon as we get through turn 4. Hermie Saddler is going to be starting to his outside. Landon Quisenberry in that second row there, and the number 24 of Andy Brigante is going to be starting up in the top 4 positions. Pace car is down. We're going to be waiting for the green flag to wave here momentarily, and then we're going to go racing for 100 laps here. The green flag does come out. Aaron Hearn gets on the loud pedal, and away we go as he sends it down the front stretch. Gonna have to see if he can clear the number 9. He does. I expected him to come up a little bit and try to get a little better turn in on entry, but didn't really seem to affect him too badly.
Yeah, it just looks like Hermie's kind of falling back.
Oh, and we got one spinning at the back of the pack. Dan Worley able to get it slowed down, stops it. He's not gonna get a yellow flag here. He's gotta either take it to the pits, or he's gonna have to just put it back out on track. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's still sitting down there as we watch these guys fan out, spread out. Worley's still not moving. I believe he just towed so he had some kind of issue where he couldn't get his car going again. Maybe couldn't get it started back up. Aaron Hearn going to lead your first lap tonight, heading down the back stretch. He is in command by about 0.3 of a second. We'll get that driver bar up so y'all can see the positions, the driver name, and the intervals between each. Dylan Gonis up to the 3rd position. Hermie Saddler in the 4th position. Here comes Cameron Hearn from, I believe he started in the 9th position, now running in the 5th position. So I think that's one of the cars probably to watch out for. I know Hermie Saddler is really good on long runs. He'd be another guy to watch out for. A lot of names that I'm not familiar with, Rachel.
Right, like Kevin Anderson, Michael Steffen, and Matthew Telder. I don't believe they've been running in the league because I haven't seen those names before.
Well, we will see as we watch Cameron Hearn try to catch up to the front of the field here, going back up towards the front. Dylan Gonis makes a pass for the 2nd position over Landon Quisenberry. He's actually going to try to fight back on the inside. They'll go side by side down the back stretch. That's going to allow Hermie Saddler and Cameron Hearn to sneak up a little bit closer. Landon Quisenberry backs it off and ducks in behind. I'm going to see Hermie Saddler and Cameron Hearn continue to try to push forward here while Aaron Hearn is out in front, and wouldn't say he's really pulling away, but he's definitely holding his own up front there. Got a few car lengths advantage. We saw a couple weeks ago Aaron got his first win with maybe a little bit of coaching, a little bit of help from his brother. Quisenberry is going to try to make that move to the inside of Gonis this time and see if it'll stick as they go down the back stretch one more time. See who's going to drive it in deeper. Quisenberry decides he's going to drive it in deep. And Gonis trying to hold that outside line. Not able to hold it as well as he might have wanted to. These guys could actually go back and forth here, just kind of swap in this position as close as they're racing.
You got the 24 of Andy Brigante and this and also Michael Steffen back here battling it out. Steffen just passed Brigante to move up into that 10th position.
And Brigante in danger of being challenged by the 22 of Matthew Telder as well there. Brigante laid down a good qualifying lap, but doesn't seem to have the overall speed that you would want here. So back up to the front we'll go, and Aaron Hearn continue to lead. Landon Quisenberry still running second. Dylan Gonis running in third, but he's going to have a challenge coming from Hermie Sadler as they go down the backstretch this time. Cameron Hearn also going to probably mount a challenge if he can here.
Yeah, you got Hermie to the inside of Dylan right now, but you also have Cameron Hearn that's looking to make this thing 3 wide
Yeah,
almost.
he almost could have gone 3 wide there. I think he kind of lifted just a little bit. Hermie drove into the corner very hard, kind of pushed up a little bit. Dylan gave him plenty of room. And Cameron had such a good run, he almost could have taken it 3 wide. So Dylan Gonis kind of stuck on the outside here. He's going to lose another position as Cameron Hearn gets by him. Anthony Giuliano now right on his bumper with Taylor Klinker right behind him in the 129 car.
You also have Kevin Anderson and Joseph Murata back here battling for the 8th position right now.
Good little battle going on there. Worley is in the pits, not sure what's going on. He's now 7 laps down. That will leave only 12 cars on the track. Matthew Telder currently holding down the 12th position. Andrew Briganti running 11th. Stefan running in the 10th position. As Rachel mentioned, we've got a battle between Kevin Anderson and Joseph Murata for the 8th position. And Taylor Klinker is running in the 7th position. Anthony Giuliano getting ready to make a move here on Dylan Gonis for what will become the 5th position. Cameron Hearn starting to close in on the back bumper of Hermie Sadler. He's going to be making a challenge possibly for the 3rd position. Landon Quisenberry doing a good job just kind of running in the track, so to speak, of Cameron Hearn. Only 3.5 tenths off your leader. And then you've got Cameron Hearn, who's been out since the start of the race. He's been out front. So we'll see how we're 10 laps in. This is kind of where we're going to see cars starting to tighten up. If guys overdrove and burned up their tires, this is kind of where we're going to see some of that come into play.
Yeah, you also have Dylan Gonis that just made that pass. Anthony Giuliano.
So Gonis fighting back now after losing several positions. He was up to the 2nd position, fell back, I believe, to 6th behind Anthony Giuliano, and is kind of trying to fight back, but he continues to run that high side, and he's losing speed as he gives up that position back to Anthony Giuliano. And this time here comes Taylor Klinker as well. He gives up another position. That shovels him back to the 7th position.
You still have that battle going on between Joseph Murata and Kevin Anderson. They pretty much, well, finally Kevin has actually gotten a pass on Joseph, but they were pretty much side by side for multiple laps. And
that could be detrimental to your tires, depending on how they were, the person on the inside line was driving. If you overdrive on the inside line, trying to get past somebody, and you keep doing it lap after lap, and you tear up your tires, it can be a really bad thing. As we look back towards the front, Landon Quisenberry has now fallen back into the 4th position. Hermie Sadler gotten by him, but Cameron Hearn just made a pass on Elliott Sadler to be in the 2nd position. So now you have brothers running 1st and 2nd. The question is, how much or how good is that brotherly love?
Right. If Cameron's gonna try and pass Aaron, or if he's just going to kind of ride behind him. We'll have to see.
Well, we've been watching Cameron Hearn throughout this entire season, and when he races, he's always been one of the faster guys out there. There's things about him that he just does, better than everybody else. He picks the right line to run. He knows how to enter the corner better. He does things, generically speaking, better than the other drivers do out there. He's good about his tires. Just you can go on and on about things that he does right. And occasionally, we've seen him make a mistake here and there, but that happens in racing. But he is trying to chase his brother down pretty hard right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely figured out something that the rest of them haven't. Dylan Gonis is still falling back. I mean, right now he's currently, well, he was in the 9th position, but Michael Steffen just got the pass on him. So that's going to move him back another position.
And Joseph Murata and Kevin Anderson are going to go back to fighting each other, so that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt the speed of both of them. Cameron Hearn closing in on his brother. Saw the distance fall under 1/10 of a second, and I thought maybe there was a pass coming, but Cameron just closed in real tight to him. He hasn't gone for the pass yet. He's kind of ducked to the inside to look here. Think he might try for the pass coming off of turn 4 here. He's gonna clear him. No, he's not. It looked like he was gonna clear him, but they're gonna go in side by side. Cameron's gonna have the preferred line here on the inside. Looks like there's a lot of grip down there on the bottom of the track tonight. He's easily able to carry enough momentum. However, by doing so, Aaron being up high, that kind of opened the door for Hermie Sadler. We'll see if Hermie drives it in hard. Ooh, looks like Aaron may have drove it a little bit harder. I mean, he may have wanted to. Lost a little more time on the outside. Can't keep the 9 from coming up. The 9's going to come up. And Aaron Hearn loses 2 positions in 1 lap. So out in front, we have Cameron Hearn after 18 laps. Then you've got Hermie Sadler in the 2nd position. Then you've got Aaron Hearn in the 3rd position. Anthony Giuliano has worked his way up to the 4th position. And he's kind of closed in on this pack here. The rest of the guys kind of fell off while Anthony is kind of closed in. The 75 of Landon Quisenberry has fallen back about 3 seconds off the leader's pace. Then you have Taylor Klink in 6th position. Then you've got Joseph Murata finally cleared Kevin Anderson. Anderson fell back a little bit, and now Michael Steffen maybe trying to make a challenge here for what would be the 8th position if he could pass him. Then you have Andy Briganti back here in the 10th position. Dylan Gonis now back in 11th position. He is 6 seconds back from the leader. And then you have the number 22 of Matthew Telder, 12 seconds back. I don't know. We'll take a look. We'll do a couple different angles, see if we can see any kind of damage on the car. I don't see anything from the front. Don't really see anything from the rear. So looking at his last lap time, he ran a 44.160. A couple guys are in the 44s. I'm not sure how he got 12 seconds behind, but He is unfortunately 12 seconds behind. However,
Oh, Kevin Anderson got into the wall just now.
we'll take a look at the front of his car. You can definitely see a little bit of damage. It wasn't a really hard hit. The one thing that I think he's got going for him is we should be having stage cautions tonight. There it is. I figured it was going to be right around lap 20, and the second one will probably fly around 45, and then we will be green from there on out. All right, folks. Well, 20 laps in the books. Cameron Hearn going to be your stage winner for stage number 1 here at Auto Club Speedway. We're going to take a quick caution break. We'll be back here momentarily. All right, welcome back from that quick little break. The stage caution. Stage number 1 in the books here at Auto Club Speedway. Your stage 1 winner was Cameron Hearn. Looks like he held that lead coming off of pit road. A few cars kind of moved around a little bit. Cameron Hearn, Hermie Sadler kind of stayed in the positions they were in. The exception of Aaron Hearn. Aaron Hearn actually made it in and out faster than all of his competitors. I believe he came in third. So I was mistaken when I first said that he was his brother, Cameron, was going to be leading. It's actually Aaron. So Aaron made up 2 positions. Hermie came out in the same position. Looks like Cameron lost 1 position, and the rest of the field kind of about the same. We're gonna get ready to go back green flag racing here. Pace car's gonna duck down, then it's gonna be in the number 91's hands, waiting on him to go here. He gets on the loud pedal, scoots away, gets a good restart. That's gonna allow Cameron Hearn actually to draw just about even and maybe even pull ahead of Fermi. So the Hearn brothers getting a good start there. Going to get out and kind of get away a little bit from the competition.
Yeah, you have. Anthony Giuliano just spun out. Yeah, caution's out.
Looks like he just got loose. Oh, and then he overcorrected. He tried to correct for it and kind of overcorrected. Did indeed bring out a caution, unfortunately. You'll probably see him fire it up and catch the pack and then go in and try to get that damage repaired. That will be a long night. That stage caution was probably not exactly what he wanted, because he was running pretty well at the end of that stage. And with no repairs, he's going to have to go down pit road, get it repaired. We'll go ahead and put the camera on his front end, and you'll see all the damage there. Now, when he goes down, he will be able to get some of that fixed, but he is going to be at a very distinct aerodynamic challenge or disadvantage. It'd be very hard for him to be, I'm going to say, competitive enough to even stay in the top 7.
Right, I would agree with you, because it'll be very hard with that amount of damage for him to stay up there towards the front.
So caution flies here just after we take the green flag. After one of our stage cautions comes out.
Dylan Gomez is on pit road. I'm not sure if he's getting damage repaired or...
Being shown 3 laps down. I think that he... Take a look rear chase and see. I think he... I think he's been on pit road since the stage caution.
Oh, okay, then he might have had damage that he's trying to get repaired.
I think the pits will be open this time. Probably see Anthony Giuliano come down pit road this time here.
Yes, he's coming down pit road.
See if anybody comes down. I doubt it, since there's going to be a stage caution. It does work out for Anthony if he has a good deal of damage to get fixed, because he can come down, get some fixed this lap, get back out there. It'll be a short, going to be a short caution, because the wow, I'm seeing the pace car lights off, so we're actually going to be going green here. So he must have missed his opportunity to go down pit road the first time. And I don't know, the pits may have been closed. He might get a penalty here for entering a closed pit. So not only is he going to have damage, but he's probably going to, and he's in a really bad spot because they're going into turn 3. He's just now left his pit stall. He's going to have to try to catch up and hang on for about 20 laps while they race for the second stage. The pace car is getting ready to duck off, so he's not even going to catch back up to them in time. So back up front, getting ready to go back green. We're waiting on Aaron Hearn to fire off. He fires off. His brother on the outside gets a pretty decent start. Aaron pulls up in front of him. Cameron's going to duck underneath. Cameron kind of snaking around a little bit.
You also have Landon Quisenberry on the outside of Harvey Sadler, but he's just I'm not sure if Harvey can really get that run. It seems like he was kind of struggling.
Hermie's pretty smart about not burning up his tires at the beginning of a run, so somebody goes a little bit harder. Generically speaking, he's more willing to kind of let him go rather than tear up his tires. So, but it does look like he's going to clear Quisenberry here. Murata kind of draws beside him.
Yeah, you have Murata and Blinker right behind him.
Excuse me, I'm sure that went through the microphone. I couldn't mute it in time.
Yeah, it just looks like Quisenberry. Well, Clinker just moved up a little bit higher to get behind Quisenberry, and then he's kind of just going in between both lanes right now.
It looks like to me Cameron's playing peekaboo with Aaron.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. It's like there's times where he acts like he's going to go down to the inside of him, but then he comes right back up. And it's almost as if like he's trying to see if Aaron will mess up so he can get around him.
So Murata now moves up into the 4th position. Quisenberry still fighting on that outside line. Clinker trying to make something work here. This may be Quisenberry's chance to get back to the bottom. And it does look like he is going to get down there and kind of shut the door on Clinker. So it took a few laps, but he's able to get down there. We don't really have a really long run, but we look at Anthony Giuliano is being shown a lap down already. Not sure how that happened, but regardless, he's being shown 1 lap down, and he is going into turn number 3, and they are going into turn number 1. So if I look at Anthony's last lap time, amazingly enough, it was a 42.7, which is actually the same speed as our leader, Cameron Hearn. At that time, it was Cameron Hearn. Cameron lets his brother go back by, or his brother gets back by somehow. All the while, Elliott Sadler closing in, Murata closing in. I don't know what they're doing up front, the two brothers, but it's actually drawing the pack in closer.
Yeah, I've noticed that because at first the rest of the field was a little bit further back, but now I'm not sure what they're doing, but Everybody else is pretty much closing in on them now.
I think they're just racing and having a good time. But anytime you race side by side, both cars happen to go a little bit slower, and it allows that car out in in the back, like in third position or fourth position, whatever, to kind of draw in a little closer. So I'm kind of surprised to see that they're the way that they're running.
You got Quisenberry on the inside of Murata now, trying to battle him for that fourth position. But it seems like Quisenberry kind of fell back.
He's entering the corners very shallow, and he's having to give up a lot of speed entering the corner because he'll just push right up. So he's got to be careful on the line that he chooses on entry. He's going to have the inside taken away from him here by Clinker. That's going to put Landon back in that outside lane. And the best thing that he could do here, just kind of lift a little bit, allow Clinker to get up in front of him, and just. But at the same time, I guess it really doesn't matter because you got a stage caution coming in probably like 8 laps, 9 laps, something like that. So I guess they can just race however they want to race. Meanwhile, up front, we got a 3-way battle coming here. Elliott Sadler's on the bottom. Aaron Hearn's in the middle. Cameron Hearn is up top. Cameron Hearn backs out of it. He's going to dip down low. He's going to scoot underneath his brother here. And he's going to try to get a run on Elliott Sadler. He does get that run on him down the back stretch. Cameron will have the position on the inside. Sadler on the outside. Sadler checked up early. He gets a pretty good run off, but it's not enough. Now he'll get a good run on the outside there, but I think Cameron's going to have position as they go into turn 1 here, and he does now. Now Sadler was drawing even with Aaron. They're getting all jumbled up here. This could end up badly here.
Right, yeah, I could see how they were getting really close to each other. Aaron and Hermie, they were kind of almost door to door in that turn. But then you also have that's Clinker that was also on the inside of Hearn for just a second, so it almost went 3 wide.
And Sadler loses a couple of positions right there. Clinker and Murata getting around him. So Aaron Hearn relinquishing the lead to his brother Cameron. Cameron finally pulling out in front. The real question, I think, I guess in my mind is Cameron just playing around here because he knows there's another caution before he's really gonna turn it up and turn it loose, or is Aaron that much stronger than the last time we saw him here? Is Clinker strong enough to run with him? These are questions we don't know, because Cameron started further in the back in the pack, went to the front, won the stage, and then it seems like he's just been battling with his brother. And I don't know if this is just a fun battle where Cameron is, I don't want to say toying with him, but racing him hard, maybe trying to teach him things, as well as some other guys out on the track maybe learning some things, or if Aaron's just turned it way up here.
Right. Yeah. No. I get what you're saying because yeah. I mean, we don't really know, and it could be that Aaron, from that last win that he had, maybe he's figured out something, and he's running better than what he was, than he ran previously. So it could be that, or it could be Cameron kind of just playing around and just kind of holding back right now. But I did notice something happened with Cameron just now because he's fallen back.
Yeah, I had the cameras on him. Aaron got a little tight in the corner, ended up going up a little bit, and Cameron saw it and basically turned the wheel to the right and then back to the left and got the car loose. There's actually a challenge for the lead now. Aaron Hearn doing all that battling with his brother. Now here comes Taylor Clinker on the inside of Aaron Hearn. Not going to be able to get it done that way. Here comes Hermie Sadler as well now. Now Clinker's got a pretty good run here. Hearn might come down and pinch. What I would do if I was in Hearn's position, I would pinch down a little bit, run the high line back off and do a crossover, but Hearn gets a pretty good run off the corner, so he didn't even need to do that.
Yeah, it looks like Clinker's just kind of just pulled back behind Hearn instead and kind of gave up a little bit on that run.
Here comes Hermie Sadler, going to make a challenge to the inside here for the second position. I think we are going to be having a stage caution. I'm not positive, but after we complete lap 45, I think is what they did last time. So that's probably what we'll see here.
That's how it was last time, so it should be lap 45.
Oh, we'll wait and see here as Hermie Sadler does almost clear the 129 car. I think he's going to get by him here. He's going to have a good run on the 91. I believe he's going to have one lap to give it a shot here to make an attempt to go after the 91. Nothing doing there. Hearn did a pretty good job there. He did lose a little bit there, but I don't think it's enough. Now, I think that Hermie could make up some time here if he can get through the corner cleanly. Hearn struggled a little bit earlier, but actually Hearn ran a really good line through there. He did get tight. Here comes Hermie to the inside now. I'm not sure if this is where it's actually showing Hermie in front on my counter. So
yeah, the switch shows for me too.
I don't know when the caution was thrown. I think Sadler was up in front. So Hermie Sadler, it looks like, yep, he pulls in front. I think we'll wait and see, but I think Hermie Sadler actually won that stage. So that was a pretty interesting little battle there.
Yeah, that's what it shows on my end as well. That, I mean, he just caught Hearn to the line, so.
All right. Stage number 2, gonna go to Hermie Sadler. Coming across second's gonna be Aaron Hearn, and third, Joseph Murata. Anthony Giuliano was able to hang on. And he is one lap down. So he will actually, he's the first car a lap down, so I think he'll be the lucky dog. The only bad part about that is he'll be the lucky dog, and then he'll have to run all the way around and then go to the pits. So it's not the same as being on the lead lap, and then it's not the same as being on the lead lap, going down to the pits and and hurry up and get a bunch of your damage repaired and then come back out and then go back in. So we'll wait for the leaders to pit here. And then we'll probably take another caution cam break. So we can take a moment, get something to drink, and take a little break on the voices.
It looks like Dylan Gones is still on pit road. And I mean, he's 22 laps down, but his car's still in his pit box. So.
Yeah, and whatever happened with Dan Worley, looks like Worley is now back out on track. So here comes Giuliano. He does get his lap. He will try to come around and possibly catch. I'm not sure if he's going to go down pit road this time. Maybe get his tires and whatnot and then come back out. No, he's gonna stay out. He'll catch the pack and then come back down. Alright, well, we'll leave the camera on Anthony Giuliano. We're going to go caution cam and we'll be back here momentarily. Alright, we are green flag racing back here at Auto Club Speedway as we cross lap number 50 of 100. We are halfway through this race. Aaron Hearn got out in front by quite a few car lengths. Oh, Cameron Hearn goes for a spin.
Yeah, unfortunately, between him, Murata, and Sadler, they almost took it 3 wide and didn't work out.
Cameron didn't touch anything, so as long as he has enough tires, I really don't think that he touched anything. We'll go, let's see. If he touched the wall, he barely touched it. I don't think that he did.
I can't see anything on this car, like any damage on this car, looking at it. Unless it's very small.
I don't see a touch of damage on him. So Cameron Hearn tries to stay out of trouble there, does a little correction, and ends up getting himself a little bit sideways. I'm sure his brother Aaron's not going to be happy with him because he got a heck of a restart and he was pretty much gone.
It looks like Hermie Sadler's coming down pit. It looks like he's coming down pit road.
I'm sure Hermie and Anthony Giuliano, because you said Hermie, I figured Giuliano would be down. He's going to try to get down there and get as much damage as he can repaired. Here comes Cameron Hearn. He'll probably take on tires. Anthony Giuliano finally will have a chance to actually get a good amount of damage repaired. It will be a short caution again, so he's kind of got one shot at getting as much as he can repaired. I'm not sure why he took the tires, unless he did not take tires last time and he was just getting the damage repaired. Anyhow, he'll sit there and more than likely try to get as much of that damage repaired as possible as the leaders go down, just come out of 2 and start down the backstretch. So he has a good amount of time, but he's chosen to come back out on track. I'm not sure if that means he got all the damage fixed that he can get fixed. And I'll tell you what, if it is, if you go to the rear chase view on his car, you'll see his front end is really torn up, but he was keeping some pretty comparable lap times. So we'll see if he's able to stay in the pack or not.
Also looks like Dylan Gonis pretty much took it to the garage, so he's done for tonight.
I did see that. So Anthony Giuliano actually comes out in front of Hermie Sadler and Cameron Hearn, oddly enough. So not sure what Hermie and Cameron were doing there on pit road. I'd assume that they would just go down, and if they did have any damage, it wouldn't be much. Because I don't think they really touched. I think Cameron just kind of moved over so there wouldn't be any contact.
Yeah, I didn't think that Hermie had any damage on his car, but I mean, I'm not sure.
They may have just decided to maybe stop for a restroom break or something, or grab themselves a cold beverage of whatever their choice of the evening would be. Anywho, we are lights out on the pace car. 53 laps of 100 in the books. Aaron Hearn's going to lead the charge here. Joseph Murata now finds himself in the second position. Quisenberry in third, and Clinker in fourth. Then we got a couple of newer drivers we don't know a lot about. Kevin Anderson, Telder in fifth and sixth. Pace car is about to duck off. It's going to be in the hands of Aaron Hearn here. We'll see when he fires off. Gets a little bit of a wiggle. Did not get the start that he got the last time. Whoever was up towards the front there last time must have been really sleeping, because Aaron Hearn just shot away from the field. Now he's got a pretty good gap right now over Murata, but it just was not as impressive as the last time.
Right, yeah, the last time I believe Hermie Sadler was behind him. And I'm not sure, what happened there.
Watching Quisenberry here in third. Murata, though, is kind of on pace here to trying to stay with Hearn, so we'll see how that works out.
Now
Take
it
a
looks like Clinker dropped pretty low to the inside of Quisenberry to make the pass. So that brings him to third.
Kevin Anderson, Michael Steffen in seventh, Cameron Hearn, Andrew Brigante, Anthony Giuliano, and Hermie Sadler. I think you're seeing that damage on Giuliano's car really making a statement right now.
Cameron Hearn just got that pass on Michael Steffen.
We'll keep an eye on Cameron Hearn and see what he can do, if he can continue to march his way forward. We have a long run here. If we stay green, they're going to have to pit for sure. They can't make it 44 laps. I do know that for a fact. I feel confident saying that, so we'll see about that. But we'll keep an eye on Joseph Murata for the time being. Aaron Hearn continuing to put down the laps. Pretty impressed with Aaron Hearn tonight, even if his brother was fooling around with him, which I'm not saying that that was the case, but even if he was fooling around with him, Aaron Hearn kept battling back and forth for the lead with him. Aaron Hearn has led, I'd almost be positive that he's led the most laps tonight. So pretty impressed from Aaron Hearn tonight. After that win, I believe it was at Dover. Ran pretty well last week, and he's running phenomenal tonight. Murata doing very well in his second position. Clinker, we've seen him a couple of races now. He's running well in the third position, but just got in the wall.
Clinker just hit the wall, yeah.
And then you have Landon Quisenberry, who's gonna overtake Clinker now. The good thing for Clinker is that was probably more. We'll go ahead and we'll look at the front of his car and see. Oh, he did get the fender, so that's going to affect his speed a little bit. It's not going to be a tremendous amount, but it's going to be enough that it's going to start to affect the handling and everything else on the car. So very unfortunate for him. Looks like Hearn is in fifth, but Anderson is in sixth. Stefan is in seventh. Felder is in eighth. Now ninth. Brigante passes him on the inside. Hermie Sadler not really moving forward early here. This is kind of Hermie's MO. When he goes to the back, he kind of just kind of hangs out towards the back, and then all of a sudden, when everybody starts to fall off, he just kind of comes out of nowhere. So don't count Sadler out of the race. Seen him do this before. I don't know that he can make up 3.3 seconds over the course of the run, but don't count him out yet. And Anthony, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, you have Telder that was trying to get the run on Brigante. They got really, really close. Brigante actually ended up scraping the wall a little bit.
Yep, had the cameras on. We saw the sparks flying as we were watching Elliott Sadler. Now Elliott, something off with Elliott as he falls to the back here, and he's off the throttle, and he's coming down pit road. He can't make it from here. I won't say 100% for certain, but I don't think he can make it from here. I think this is an unscheduled stop that probably is going to end his night. We'll go ahead and pick it up back out on the track. After Clinker hit the wall, Hearn has gotten by him. That's who we're looking at right now. Then you got Landon Quisenberry still holding on to third, but he's running a different line here. May come into effect later. Maybe it'll work out for him. Maybe it won't. I'm not really sure, but I don't care for the line that he's running here. Murata is in second position. He's fallen about 8 tenths back off of that guy right there, the number 91 of Aaron Hearn. And yep, Hermie Sadler. I can't see if he's disconnected, but on my screen, it basically he's grayed out, which means he's gone to the garage. So something came up with Mr. Sadler, and he had to take it to the garage, so he is out for the evening. As we were kind of talking, looks like and I'm not knocking Landon Quisenberry. I don't care for the line that he's running there, and not only is it going to make him a little bit slower, but it's also going to affect his tire wear. He's now falling behind probably the guy that you would want to emulate, and Cameron passed him and is pulling away, not drastically, but he's already pulled away 3/10 from Quisenberry. So we'll check lap times here at the line. Last lap, Cameron Hearn was the fastest car on the track by 3/100ths of a second. So we'll see what it is this time. This time it is a 4.3025. The leaders ran a 43.140 and a 43.155. So Cameron Hearn was a full tenth of a second faster than his brother. He's 1.6 seconds back, as you can see on your screen. So if that continues at that rate, if it's 1/10 a lap, Aaron Hearn will be seeing his brother in about 14 or 15 laps.
I noticed that Landon is actually starting to get a little bit slower because Kevin Anderson actually caught up to him, but then I don't know if Kevin had an issue keeping up with that run, but he's fallen back a little bit. But it just seems like Landon's kind of fallen off the pace a little bit.
I really didn't like his entry. I'm afraid he probably hurt his front tires a little bit. Last lap, though, Aaron Hearn was actually faster. Joseph Murata was the second fastest, and then Cameron was third. And now it kind of flip-flopped. Murata was fastest, then Cameron Hearn, and then Aaron Hearn. So kind of jumping around. It was 8/10 of a second from first to second not so long ago. Now it is down to about a half a second. And Murata continuing to close in, as well as Cameron Hearn, down to about 1.2 seconds. The gap's not closing as quickly. Now it did that time. Cameron Hearn ran a very good lap. He knocked off about 2/10 on that one there. 1.16 now is the advantage that Aaron Hearn has over his brother, with Joseph Murata in between. Murata closing in, and we also have a challenge here from Kevin Anderson. Remember, Kevin Anderson got into the wall earlier, so with even just that right little bit of damage that Anderson has on the right front, still faster than the number 75 of Landon Quisenberry right now. So Quisenberry did something wrong, or he's doing something wrong currently in that race car, and he's gonna have to figure out what it is, because he just doesn't have the lap times that these other guys have.
Yeah, I mean, he's been constantly falling back, and it also could be tire wear. Maybe he's just wearing his tires out the way that he's running. But I mean, you have Michael Steppen, that's pretty much caught up with him now.
And we have a challenge for the lead here. Murata goes for the lead. Kind of goes in low. Aaron Hearn kind of attempts the crossover, but it wasn't really a great attempt at a crossover there. So Aaron Hearn may have damaged his tires, not sure. He may have been holding back. Really don't know the whole story, but regardless, Murata is going to lead his first lap here tonight, coming to 70 of 100 laps. Meanwhile, Aaron Hearn stays with him, but Cameron Hearn has closed the gap down from about 1.4 seconds back down to now just 0.7 of a second back. So he's basically cut the lead in half. Looks like his brother Aaron Hearn is falling off a little bit here. Kevin Anderson moved up to the 4th position, 2.5 seconds back. Quisenberry continuing to kind of struggle. He's 5th, 3.3 seconds back, and he's going to have a challenge here shortly from the 669 of Michael Steffen. Taylor Klinker, who was doing very well earlier, tagged the wall, got a little bit of right side damage. He's fallen back to the 7th position. Matthew Telder just running pretty comfortably in the 8th place right now. Anthony Giuliano, after getting loose and smacking the wall, is running in the 9th position. Andy Briganti has multiple wounds on his car, running in the 10th position. Dan Worley got whatever happened early on fixed, and he's back out on track, but he is some 48 laps down. He's actually about to pass Dylan Gonis for laps, and I do believe that will, no matter what Dan does, he can't move any further forward, but good for him for being out there and getting some time out there on the track.
You just had Michael Steffen just passed Landon Quisenberry for the 5th position.
So Quisenberry continuing to struggle slightly here. I just heard somebody smack the wall. I don't know who it was, but I heard someone hit a wall. See if it was Cameron Hearn coming out of turn number 4. It was not Cameron Hearn. So I'm not sure who got the wall, but somebody got the wall.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I was watching the battle between Michael Steffen and Landon Quisenberry. Landon is trying to make that move on Steffen again, but we'll see if he's able to actually pass him.
He does get by him. Landon fighting very hard, trying to stay in the top 5. Looks like Cameron Hearn has just passed his brother Aaron Hearn for the 2nd position on the track. Aaron's still doing a great job out there tonight. Just losing the lead here on the long run. Was very good on the short run, but when it comes to the long run, probably a little bit different story. Now, the thing is, there's not a lot of cars, and you're good on the short run. He was quick. I know there's a few more laps left than what they've already run, but there are some guys that I just saw coming off pit road. If I'm being honest, if I'm Aaron Hearn, I want to win this race. I'm pulling down pit road this time, because your tires are going to get, you're going to be a little bit better on newer tires. You run a little bit faster. You might be able to get out in front of these guys by enough. I don't know if it would be enough, but you might be able to get out in front of him by enough to steal this win. Because right now, I don't think that he can. I don't think that he can run with or stay with the front two right now.
No, I do think he needs to come down pit road because you had Taylor Clinker come down just now. And so yeah, I mean, he would need to come down as soon as possible. Landon Quisenberry.
But you want to beat the leaders. You know, if you're gonna short pit, the whole idea of short pitting is to pit before the leaders do, and then to get back out on the track and use those fresh tires. Don't abuse them, but use them to run faster lap times and let that guy sit out there for however long they want. And sometimes guys do that. You know, they stay out there on the older tires for so long that when they come in, they think they're going to, they're going to have so much better tires and they just can't make up the distance in time.
Right. And well, with this being such a huge track, I wouldn't waste the time. You know, he should come down as soon as possible before they pit.
That's just my opinion. You know, if it was me going for the win here with your brother in front of you, and the guy in front of him is obviously running very well right now, take your shot. Fire your. The last thing you can is pit before they do, and hope that you can put enough time on them to where they can't catch you. It's pretty stable. He's only lost about a tenth so far, but I just truly believe that you just don't want to take that chance.
Right, and they're the only three that have not pitted because Michael, Stefan, and Kevin Anderson have pitted. Oh, Aaron Hearn's coming down right now.
Is he going to get it woed up in time? It looks like he got it woed up in time, so good call. Now, I mean, he does have the option of taking like a fuel only or taking right side tires and fuel to give himself even more of a time advantage. I don't know how bad the left sides are wearing, but if the car is tight, which I don't think it is, I think it was kind of loose, I wouldn't do that, but he's got a shot here to put himself into a unique position here. We'll go back and we'll watch the leaders and see what they do, see if they stay out. They both do stay out an extra lap so far.
Aaron's coming back off of pit road now.
He'll end up going a lap down, but he's going to be on fresh tires and he can go. He doesn't have to worry about fuel as long as he didn't break the speed limit or do anything bad. See, Landon Quisenberry, by pitting earlier, passed Aaron Hearn and he was way behind. Now, Aaron Hearn has fresher tires, so he is going to get back by Landon. But if he would have done it a couple laps sooner, he probably wouldn't be behind the 75, because now he's going to have to deal with the 75. When he when he gets to him, he's got to try to pass him. So, and both leaders are on pit road right now. I don't think it's going to be enough. The Quisenberry probably, he was what, 4 seconds back,
right? And
he made up that time. Aaron will have been out for a couple laps. Yeah, it'll be 2 laps, but it's not going to be enough. I think they're going to come out almost dead even with the leaders here once they come off pit road. Cameron Hearn making a move to the inside. He's going to try to pass coming off pit road. See where Quisenberry's coming in. Yeah, Cameron Hearn is going to draw. They're going to draw just about dead even, I think, with Quisenberry. They might actually stay in front of them. And they do. Both the leaders stay in front of Quisenberry. So Cameron Hearn got on and off pit road better, as did Joseph Murata, because Aaron Hearn is just now going to make a pass on Landon Quisenberry and possibly go for Murata at the same time.
Yeah, you got Aaron on the inside of Cameron right now.
The tires, I think the cars are a little bit loose in the first lap, and you could tell that Cameron and Murata had to be pretty cautious, pretty careful going through 1 and 2. That allowed Aaron a chance to move to the inside. Here we go with the snake show, and I think Aaron is faster right now. I just don't know if he can get around him.
Yeah, I mean, Cameron's blocking Aaron as much as he possibly can, so.
So it's a 4-car breakaway. We'll talk about everybody here in just a moment. Aaron Hearn kind of taking a different line. That allows Murata to draw beside him. This is going to kind of change things up front. So we'll jump to the back and just kind of talk about what's going on. Taylor Clinker looks like he's taking it to the garage. He will end up finishing in the 10th position. Not going to move away from what's going on up front because there's a battle for the lead right now. We might go 3 wide here on the back stretch. This could get ugly. I hope the 91 backs out of it.
He did, but Murata is on the inside of Cameron.
So Murata making a move for the race lead here. The Hearn brothers working kind of in tandem on the outside to get a little more speed. See if Murata can get back to the throttle quicker. Really not able to get back to the throttle as quickly as he would want to. Going to be a drag race down the backstretch. This could go on for a couple laps. Andrew Brigante is currently in the 9th position. He is 19 seconds off the leaders. A little bit of a slide job there, so to speak. And here comes the crossover. Good move there by Cameron Hearn, knowing what was coming. He just kind of backed off and let Murata come up in front of him, and then just turned the wheel and drove back underneath him.
Yeah, you have Aaron Hearn pretty much right on he was pretty much right on the back bumper of Murata, but then Murata kind of cut up to that high line, and so that kind of made Aaron fall back a little bit.
All right, with just under 15 to go, here we go one time through the field. In 9th position, Andy Brigante. In the 8th position, Kevin Anderson. In the 7th position, Anthony Giuliano. In the 6th position, Michael Steffen. In the 5th position, Matthew Telder. Landon Quisenberry is in 4th position, just about 1.8 seconds back from the leaders. And then you have the leaders all stacked up together. We're going to keep the action here. Murata actually getting ready to challenge Hearn one more time. He's going to do a very nope. He learned from it the first time. He made sure to keep Hearn to the outside. Murata moves to the inside, held the inside, blocked the inside, so Cameron couldn't do a crossover move. And that lap will be led by Joseph Murata. The question is, can he outdrive Cameron Hearn the next 13 laps? We're going to find out here as they head down the backstretch, almost dead even. Aaron Hearn's got to be thinking to himself, go ahead, guys, just go ahead and mess up.
That or they'll burn their tires up racing each other so hard. I'm sure that's pretty much why Aaron's kind of holding back a little bit.
And Murata makes a mistake there and leaves the bottom open. It's just going to be a battle back and forth who can block the bottom, basically. Murata's got to let off early and get back to the throttle. Just as he did, here comes another crossover. So these guys are just doing the back and forth thing as the laps wind down. And while they're doing that, that allows Aaron to close in. So it's definitely not over for Aaron. Like you said, if these guys just kind of burn their tires up, then Aaron could potentially just run up there and just take it away. Wow, huge run from Cameron Hearn this time.
Yeah, somehow Cameron's making that outside line work. And looks like Murata's kind of, fell back a little bit. Looks like Aaron is still kind of holding back. He actually fell back a little bit more than he was before.
Here comes, no, not going to be a crossover. Thought
No,
it was going to be a crossover, but
Murata did actually clear him this time. And this time he actually pulled away a little bit to where Cameron is actually going to have to close a gap between the two of them.
See what the gap is here. It's not updating just yet. I'm not sure why it's not showing me the gap. There we go. It's under 1/10 of a second, so Cameron Hearn is just flat out fast through the corners.
Yeah, Cameron was able to actually close that gap really fast. He just went down to that inside line and then cut back up. And I mean, he literally cut the gap in half when he did that. Now it looks like he's trying to go to the outside of Murata.
Cameron got really tight there on exit. He had to lift just a little bit, but was able to keep his foot in it and keep it close. Coming to 7 laps to go off turn number 4. Joseph Murata and Cameron Hearn fighting like dogs here for the win. Joseph Murata trying to figure out where he's got to go to make sure that Cameron Hearn can't get around him. I think that on the tires that they're on, with as many laps as they have on their tires, these runs are going to be a big deal. Joseph Murata has got to pick the right line and just not give anything away here.
Right, and it also depends on how hard they've been running, because we're not really sure how hard they've been running, if they're close to burning their tires up.
Kind of watching the way that they've been running. I don't really think so. Not the style that, at least not the style that Joseph is running. And I think that Cameron can really drive a car with worn tires, probably just as good or better than anybody else out there. So I think Joseph's got a little more tire left than Cameron does, because Cameron's been a little bit more abusive through the turns. That's where you see him make these, I wouldn't say massive gains, but that's where you see him making these gains. So I think Joseph's got a little bit more tire left than Cameron does, but I would never put money against Cameron here, because it just takes one little hiccup. If he draws alongside him right now like he is, this could be very difficult. If I'm Murata, I'm lifting here, and I'm going to do a crossover because I got better tires, but he didn't lift early enough. He coming to 4 laps to go.
Well, looks like Murata now is dropping to the inside of Cameron.
Got to push him up the racetrack so he's got the entry going into the corner. You don't want to go in low and have to arc the corner and have to slow the car way down, because Cameron will just run that high side at a higher rate of speed. Murata doing a good job.
Oh, Cameron ended up kind of getting loose right there. But I think it's because he was trying to avoid Murata.
I think they're trying to break each other's draft, and Cameron's trying to get him, trying to get to that back spoiler and get him a little bit loose. That's what he's trying to do there, and break the air as we cross the line for 3 laps to go here at Auto Club Speedway. Has been a little bit of a long night, but we are near the end here. Joseph Murata out in front by just about 0.2 of a second. The question is there one last charge left in that number 15 machine of Cameron Hearn? I say there is. I think there is. I think Cameron's got something left, but I think he's saving it for one more time, Rich. I don't think he's going to attempt to pass him until basically the last lap, and I don't know which corner he's going to choose to do it in. I guess you kind of have to take it when you can. If you can get close to him, he'll probably do it wherever he can on the racetrack. As you see him close coming off of turn number 2. So he knows he gets a good run off both corners. The question is, can he get to him, and can he pull it off? Can Murata just put his car where Hearn can't get around him? That's the question that's going to be answered here as we come to the white flag here at Auto Club Speedway. Murata leading, Hearn in second, trying everything to get to Murata and see who's going to take the trophy home tonight. We're here on the final lap. Murata takes it in very low.
Yeah, it looks like Cameron's right on his back bumper.
He's going to draft him, and he's going to get beside him on the back stretch here. Murata's got one shot at this. He's going to have to pull some kind of crossover, unless he's going to just try to outdrive him through the corner. On the high side, it's not going to work.
No, Cameron was able to pull. Oh, Cameron got loose.
Cameron Hearn making the pass, going down the backstretch, going into 3. I bet you Joseph Murata would like to rerun that one, but it's not going to happen. Cameron Hearn comes across in the number 1 position. Joseph Murata comes across in second, and Aaron Hearn comes across in third. We'll get these guys up here, get them ready to talk to us. As Aaron Hearn comes up to the start-finish line to celebrate his 3rd place finish, waiting for Joseph Murata to come in, we'll go ahead and talk to the number 91 of Aaron Hearn. You got a copy, sir?
I got a copy.
All right, sir. A very impressive night for you. You had a lot of things going right for you. The majority of the night, right there at the end, though, couldn't quite finish what you started. What were you missing there at the end?
At the end, as the race went on, the more I started to push, and when I saw Joseph get a tenth of a second closer to me, I started pushing even harder. And I actually saved my tires pretty well this race. I pushed way too hard towards the end, and you know, them catching me, from then on it was just downhill from there, and I couldn't regain it. I was hoping they would get in a battle or something and let me catch up. But with 15 laps to go, there was nothing I could do. I couldn't catch up. So
Well, it was a very impressive run for you throughout the night. After your Dover performance, feel like you got a different approach and driving style, and I'm sure there's some things you can still learn and whatnot, but looked really good out there tonight. Congratulations on third place finish. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
well, I just want to say, the Dover win gave me a lot of confidence. Actually, I feel like I can run with these guys now. So I mean, it helped me a lot. But I just want to give a shout out to Cameron. In the race with us, you guys for the broadcast. I love rewatching these broadcasts, and Joseph, one hell of a race. I didn't think he was in competition with us until the first competition caution, and then he came out of the woodworks and he was fast. I mean, there's nothing I could do even on fresh tires. He ran me down, and it's a good win for him, or good second place finish for him, and good win for Cameron. I know Cameron pushed it really hard that last lap to get around him, but I mean, it was a fun race, and I'm glad to finish where I am. I'm really happy with the results, and thank you guys for broadcasting again.
Alrighty, there you go, folks. The number 91 of Aaron Hearn coming home in third place. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to bring up our second place finisher, driving the number 5 Family Fighting Flu Chevrolet Camaro. Joseph Murata, you got a copy?
I gotcha.
All right, sir. Well, you came out of, I wouldn't say it came out of nowhere, but you came out of somewhere. Um, all of a sudden, you were really quick. You went to the front. You had a heck of a battle there at the end. I kind of called it. I said I think that Cameron's got one shot left in him, and he's going to wait till the last lap to do it. If you could go back and rerun that last lap, would you change anything?
Finishing second to Cam is still pretty good. That last lap, coming out of two, I could have blocked him, but I don't run like that. I could have tried to really pinch him going into three, but I would have wrecked us both. Right now I got the points lead. I got a pretty good, comfortable lead, and I'm just kind of running for points right now, just trying to lock up this championship. So, heck of a run all night. Like when I first got here, I could not figure out this track at all. And as the night went on, I just got a little quicker, kept trying a couple different things, and all of a sudden I was running right up front with these guys. So it was a good night.
We'll copy that. The only thing that I thought you might have done differently, you kind of chose to run the outside in three instead of checking up. Cameron ran basically equal to you, and you both kind of pushed up through the center. I thought maybe you would try a crossover like you had done earlier, but it was a great last lap to call and watch. Congratulations on a second place finish. Anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, of course I got to give a shout out to Extreme Sim TV. You guys do a great job up in the booth every week. Wilder Graphics for painting the car and sponsoring this series here. Families Fighting Flu for being on the side of the car week in and week out. Got to appreciate that. And got to appreciate everyone that's come out this year. The Hearns have really stepped up their game, and everyone that's run us real clean. So thanks for everyone for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Alrighty, there you go, folks. The number 5 car bringing it home in second place tonight. All right, and last but not least, we're going to bring up the winner of the race for the evening, Mr. Cameron Hearn, and we're going to let Rachel go ahead and take it away.
Cameron, it's Rachel and Ronald up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Well, congrats on first place finish. How's it feel?
Awesome. It was a fun battle. There's a lot of guys up there all night. It was awesome. Joseph figured something out the second to last run, and I started messing with my brake bias a little bit to get the car a little looser going in, and I felt like that was kind of the difference because I was able to back up the corner but get a really good run off.
Well, we were talking about it up here that pretty much we knew you pretty much had one lap left to make something happen, and you didn't disappoint. We pretty much had a feeling that you were going to try and get that run on Joseph, like right at that last lap. So.
Yeah, the issue with a couple laps before, I raced him hard and I wasn't able to get around him or stay around him, and I lost a lot of time. So I just felt like, don't go for it, 2 or 3 to go, just wait for the last lap, and have a chance at it. And he raced me clean like always, and I'm honestly surprised he maybe didn't pinch me down lower on entry in 3, because if I couldn't arc the corner in, he definitely could have had the run off. But it was just an overall fun night. Him running second, I think he led a lot of laps, and Aaron led a lot of laps again in the race and coming home third.
Yeah, well, once again, I mean, it all worked out in your favor. So once again, congratulations. And do you have any sponsors or shout outs you want to make?
Yeah, Wilder Graphics, Families Fighting Flu. You guys with the broadcast, it's awesome to go back later on tonight or tomorrow during my lunch break and watch this. And give a shout to Joseph. It was a fun battle with him. I thought he had me based on the speed off that second run. I couldn't run him down once he got by Aaron, and he was, gapping me by a 10th lap, and I was able to make up some ground in the pits. But give a shout to him. I think he's leading the points. And Aaron had a good, strong run tonight, continuing to get better as the season goes on, which is, that's what's important. You want to be getting better at the right time. Give a shout to Mom and Dad and my wife for letting me do this and letting me be, I guess, little kid again for a couple hours.
All right. Well, you go celebrate that first place finish, and we'll see you next week.
I appreciate y'all. Have a good night. Thank you.
All right, and that was your race winner, Cameron Hearn, taking home the win tonight in epic fashion on the last lap. Rachel, not much else really we can say. We kind of called all the action there was tonight. I'm sure there was probably a few guys that may have changed positions, so we'll run through the finishing order real quick. Unofficial results. Go ahead.
Oh, I can go ahead and do it. So our winner tonight, Cameron Hearn. Second place was Joseph Murata. Third, Aaron Hearn. Fourth, Landon Quisenberry. Fifth, Matthew Telder. Sixth, Kevin Anderson. Seventh, Michael Steffen. Eighth, Anthony Giuliano. Ninth, Andy Brigante. 10th, Taylor Klinker. 11th, Hermie Sadler. 12th, Dan Worley. 13th, Dylan Gonis.
So some guys had some problems early on. Your winner tonight, Cameron Hearn, drove from the back multiple times. Definitely was a car to beat, in my opinion. Pretty much all throughout the race, though I did. I was rooting for Joseph there. Just and take this with a grain of salt for anybody that's out there watching. I thought that Joseph may have had a chance, and we'll never know, but he may have had a chance to check up going into 3 and try to do a crossover coming off 4 because of how hard Cameron Hearn drove it in. But regardless, it was a great finish. Take nothing away from it. But I was definitely rooting for Joseph and hoping he could pull it off. And that's nothing against Cameron. I just like to see good racing, and Joseph was kind of the underdog. So Your final thoughts before we let these fans go.
Um, Actually, I agree with you. I mean, we normally see Cameron up here, in the top three pretty much every week. But yeah, Joseph definitely, came from the back of the field, up to the front, and tried to hang with Cameron and Aaron, and he ended up, still having a really good night. So, congrats to him.
All right, that's going to wrap it up here from Auto Club Speedway. We talked about who won the race. We talked to the top three. We showed you where everybody finished. I hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast tonight. We should be back here at Auto Club with the LSRL on Friday night. Hit the like and subscribe, and you can check out racing all throughout the week. Have many different races, types of racing, and leagues that we broadcast for. Once again, thanks for watching, and good night.